Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. I hope you are having a great day. Let's start with today's stories. Am I the idiot for telling my half-sister that her father might have been in my life longer than my dad, but I will never be walked down the aisle by our mom's affair partner? I, 27, female, have a half-sister, 25, female. We share the same mom, but she cheated on my dad while they were married, and my half-sister is the result of that. Mom ended up marrying her dad after the affair was revealed, and DNA was established. Apparently he wouldn't have married Mom if my half-sister hadn't been his. My parents shared custody of me until I was just about to turn 8. Literally 2 weeks before my birthday. And then my dad passed away in an accident. I was at school and it was his parenting time with me, so I saw him that day. It really destroyed me. I ended up living with my mom, obviously. I always knew about the tensions between my parents and my dad and my mom's husband. I always knew about the affair, because my aunt, Mom's sister, was very open about it, and she would use every opportunity to call my mom and her husband out. My mom is still married to my half-sister's dad. He tried to be a dad to me. I do think he loves me. He claims me as his other daughter. All that stuff. But I still don't see him as my dad, but as the person who slept with my mom and got her pregnant while she was married to my dad. He does not get the fatherly role in my life now. Whenever I see him and my mom, I am civil, but we are not close. My relationship with my half-sister isn't that close either, but I know none of this is her fault. So I try to have a sibling relationship with her. After I got engaged, she told me she couldn't wait to see, quote, our dad walk me down the aisle. That's when I told her it would never happen. And when she said it should, because he has been there longer than my dad ever was. I told her it didn't matter to me, because I would never be walked down the aisle by Mom's affair partner. She told me that was 26 years ago, and I said yeah, it was, and I don't remember it happening, but he does not get rewarded, and I am not disrespecting my dad's memory like that. She told me I shouldn't be acting like this still, and what do I think of her when I hate her parents and especially her dad that much? She told me I should appreciate him more for trying to be a good dad to me, and I always rejected him and treated him like shit. Am I the idiot? OP has offered the following explanation for why they think they might be the a-hole. I told my half-sister that her father might have been in my life longer than my dad was, but I will never be walked down the aisle by our mom's affair partner, and I told her it didn't matter how long it was. The reason I feel like I could be the a-hole here is nothing to do with him or my mom, but my half-sister. She's completely innocent, but she has always heard how she was the result of an affair. She knows how much I hate her dad and our mom. She has always had to live with this stuff hanging over her. So, my words and my frustration about it might have made me an a-hole to her, and it might be unfair, when she did nothing wrong in the dynamic. OP also gives more info in the comments. Info: what role does your mother's husband have in your life, given you say it's not a fatherly role? Nothing anymore. I hardly ever see him, and that's the way I like it. Why are you putting the issue onto your stepdad? Your issue lies with your mom. Fix it. I have issues with both. Did your stepdad know about your mom being married, as he put his rod in her? LOL. He knew she was married, and that she had a kid. They won't be invited, and I have not told them. But I really have nothing to do with them now. So I expect they will figure it out. I have confronted her, my mom, about it in the past. We no longer talk now though, my choice. My kids really won't know either of them. My future kids will have 2 amazing grandfathers, and my 2 future father-in-laws. He, stepfather, was never my parent in my eyes. To me, he's nothing. I never loved or cared about him in any way. My mom has told me to my face that my dad was a bad person, because if he had been the father of my half-sister, it would not have saved their marriage. It's not even that he would have walked away from his child. He simply wouldn't have stayed married to my mom. That's something I'm supposed to hate him for, in her mind. She also told me he was bad for getting a DNA test done on me. But even she can admit, it wasn't so he could abandon me. He simply no longer trusted her, and didn't believe a word that came out of her mouth. She also suggested that when my dad died, it was okay, because I wasn't really without a dad, because of her husband. Like that is meant to cheer me up. He brought up calling him dad and stuff, when I was younger. I already saw him as nothing, and did not claim him as even my stepdad. So, to have him say that when he was the other man in my parents' marriage, was a huge insult to me. He also hated anyone talking about how good of a man my dad was. He hated hearing it. That always bothered me, given what he did. About her aunt. I'm glad she told me honestly. Though I wish she hadn't brought it up so much where my half-sister could hear, because that was tough for her. About her sister. She didn't have a say on any of this, and I know that. None of this was ever meant to hurt her. When she said, "our father," I admit, I was triggered, because that man is not my father and never will be. She has this idea that we can all be one family sometime. But that is not an option. She holds on to the idea that her dad is also my dad. That's why she assumed all this. Cheating sucks, we can agree on that. Whether you remember it or not, their affair was what caused the end of your parents' marriage, of the family you had. That is sad. At first, I was going to say that I understood why your sister thought your stepfather was who would walk you down the aisle. But after reading your replies to the comments, it's clear that you want nothing to do with them, him and your mother. You basically cut them out of your life. So what wouldn't make sense is for him to end up being the one who walks you down the aisle. Good God, they're not even going to be invited to the wedding. Well, even if you could pass this whole affair thing, it's clear that you don't have a good relationship with your stepfather, or rather you don't have any relationship with him at all. And if you don't want him to walk you down the aisle, that's your choice. Whether it's because you don't see him as a father figure, or because you want to respect your father's memory, or because you want to walk down the aisle by yourself, or simply because you don't want him there. No matter the reason, it's your wedding and that is your choice. Not the idiot. Now let's read the comments. Not the idiot, but your sister is. He has been there longer than my dad ever was. That's kind of a low blow, really. It's not like your dad chose not to be in your life. Who you choose to walk you down the aisle is up to you. That decision has nothing to do with your sister, so you don't even need to explain yourself to her. A wedding is an affirmation of how important marriage is. A cheater is the opposite. Not the idiot. Not the idiot. She doesn't get to push her dad on you, because he's been around longer than yours. Your dad didn't leave, he died. That's really insensitive of her. Not the idiot. Condolences to you and sympathy to both you and your sister. She's being unreasonable, but what a sad situation to be in the middle of. Not the idiot. You get to choose who walks you down the aisle, and you don't owe your half-sister anything. What about you? What would you guys do if you were OP? Would you feel guilty about the answer you gave the sister? Would you invite the mother and stepfather to the wedding if you were OP? Don't forget to leave your comment down below. Oh, and don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel and turn on the notifications to know when a new video is out. Now let's go to the next story. Am I the idiot for banning my husband's mother from my wedding? I, 27, female, am getting married to my lovely fiancé, 31, male, this summer. I have a daughter from a previous partner, Hannah, 8, female, and my fiancé has a son, Riley, 10, male. Hannah and Riley are the reason my fiancé and I started dating each other all those years ago. They became best friends in their swimming class a few years ago, and my fiancé and I met like that. For this reason, we've decided to try and incorporate them into the wedding, somehow in age-appropriate roles, that will be easy for them. My fiancé's mother has always hated me. She thinks I'm gross for having been a teen mom, and she believes her son deserves someone better, which means, a virgin. As you can see, she's very sexist. She thinks I'm an unchaste floozy here, to ruin her son. Which is extremely ironic, because I was actually married to my daughter's father, when she was conceived. And he left during the pregnancy, but my fiancé had a shotgun wedding to his son's mother, when she was 2 months pregnant. I was at my fiancé's house yesterday, and we were talking about what role we could put his son in for the wedding. My fiancé's mother popped in unexpectedly. She asked about what we were discussing. Fiancé told her we were looking for a role for his son in the wedding, and he said that my daughter was going to be a flower girl. She responded by saying my daughter should be kept away from the ceremony, because otherwise everyone will know he's marrying a used woman. She said it in a different language, but I still understood. I saw red and started shouting at her. I've tried to be respectful for years, and I had enough. I told her that she was banned from the wedding, and my fiancé kicked her out of his house. We're both being bombarded with texts and calls, saying that we're wrong for banning her. And people specifically asking me to let her come, because they know my fiancé will keep her banned until I say so. They keep saying that watching your child get married is a beautiful thing, and I'm depriving her of that, because his first wedding was a mess. I'm starting to feel like I should unban her. Am I the idiot? OP gives more info in the comments. She thinks it's worse if a woman isn't, quote, pure and that men deserve, quote, pure women regardless of their own purity, shaking my head. My fiancé's ex is banned from seeing their son, so I've been raising him too. We are both single parents, and the sole parent to our children, and when we get married, we're obviously going to continue to care for each other's children. My fiancé has a restraining order against his ex, for himself and his son, and he has full custody. I've been with my man for 6 years. If she doesn't believe that I'm here for the long haul now, she'll never believe it. Well, they are right, seeing your child getting married is a beautiful thing. Just like defending your child from someone who thinks you're a floozy and that she is an unwanted child, it's even more beautiful. Keep that woman away from your children, OP, your current and future children. She's a sexist, hypocrite, and definitely the one who's the a-hole here, not you. And also everyone who is defending her. Either they don't know what she said or they agree with her. Either way, they are the idiots. Not the idiot. It's your wedding. If she can't respect her son's wife, she doesn't have a place in the wedding. Also, does she think her son is pure/a virgin? LOL, what a weird double standard and not an ideology I'd want my daughter exposed to, if I had one. Not the idiot. She did that to herself. She's an adult and knows that awful behavior has consequences. You and your husband should firmly uphold your boundaries. Someone who treats you like this doesn't deserve to be around on your wedding. Do not unban her. She sounds awful and you are not the idiot. Not the idiot. And your mother-in-law has made it clear she wouldn't find it a beautiful thing. She just wants to be there to start a commotion. Have security ready to bounce her, because she'll probably try showing up. 100% not the idiot. Future mother-in-law is abusive, entitled, manipulative, controlling, apathetic, self-righteous, and antagonistic. What she has said to you is dehumanizing and belittling. All those people spamming you with text messages are enablers. Most likely flying monkeys. Flying monkeys doing the bidding of the narcissist. You did the right thing. And what do you guys think about this whole situation? What would you do if you had a mother-in-law like OP's? Would you have banned her from the wedding or not? Please leave your comments down below. And that's it for today, everyone. I hope you enjoyed. Until next time.